It's Ronnie, and welcome to 14 Days of Christmas, hosted by MK and Janet. And today's layout, I'm going to scrap this photo of Malachi on his first visit with Santa. And I'll be using 49 and Market, Happy Holidays, and also Noel from a couple of years ago. And I want to be using one of those die sets. Not the one I'm pointing at, I'm just pointing that the dies are showing numbered there, and then where to put them on the little figure thing. I'm going to make a reindeer. Both of those are diamond pressed dies, and that one is Festive Holidays, and it is discontinued. It's from a couple of years ago. And then this one is the current holiday font ones. They do seasonal ones that go out pretty quick, but then they have some that last a little longer. I'm going to use snowflakes and a snowman from that one, and I'm going to use the hearts from this one. And then I have a few rub-ons and some scraps and washi to use. So, yeah, I'm going to put washi on here, and I normally don't use washi or buy it. I had so much that, well, it's one container full, a plastic container full. It seems like so much to me because some of it just does not go with anything. And I am but this does. So I went ahead and bought it, and I forget to use it. And I'm using it today, and I'm just making strips. And I tore that one in half. And as I was going up there, it hit me. I didn't have to cover the whole part of that. I could save some washi. So I went ahead and tore out a hole. This is, as you've seen, the backing of the 6x8 paper. And it's really pretty. And I thought, well, I'm going to use it kind of like a bigger mat. And I did mat it white and then red to help it pop up a little bit off of there. Most of my layout is green, so uh, I'm going. If you look at that paper, it's got kind of, well, the colors remind me of blue spruce, so that's what I'm going to go with for different parts. And on the eyes there, you see me with the little uh, fine point pen. It has to be fine point. I tried bigger. Anyway, it has little embossed places for the parts that go on there. And it also has an embossed place for the eyelashes. It would have been better to do them before I put the eyes on, but I forgot them. So I had to stop and do them. And that little bow tie, it does not come with the little center thing that I put on there. I used a 1/4 inch punch to make that, and I have inked everything. And I inked the tie, of course, and that's why punched that little circle and then inked it too, so the center would show up and make it more three-dimensional. And here I put the front hoof on first. I would put the back one on first because I was trying to having to squeeze it in the area that was left so it wouldn't be hanging off the back. So the front one then could overlap the back one. So I did the second two hoofs right, but the first two I would have done the back one first. And I've got the little ear inserts. Oh, and there is little pink circles. You'll see them in the tray. And I tried them. That's why they're not in the tray now. But I guess I've used the ink for blush so much that I didn't care much for the little circles, so I took them right back off and inked them instead. This is the heart set that I showed earlier, and you can use any heart for this. And I am using peacock feathers and that texture stamp that comes in the Bo Bonnie set that Debbie gave me, just add texture, looking like it's texture to my hearts. And I'm using the peacock feathers on it. And like I said, I'm going with the blue spruce. And see how those colors kind of remind you of blue spruce. Since my whole background was green on this one, I thought, well, I'm going to have to go a different color for my tree. And if I use blue spruce, it'll show up just a little bit better. And I put foam tape under the top part of the hearts because I'm going to put them on there upside down, and I wanted it to be a little more three-dimensional. And uh, so each one of them has some foam tape there on the back, and I did put it on earlier so that they would be ready and I wouldn't have to do it for the video. Then I had the scrap of a darker color. It's basically the same color but darker. It's more along the lines of the peacock feathers. And I wanted to use it as the trunk. And I started to just adhere it down. But then I decided to put foam tape in that spot and adhere the trunk to the paper. And then the whole tree on the bottom will be sticking up a little bit to make it more three-dimensional. And here's where I remembered my gel pen. There are pieces that you cut out white for your highlights, but I like using the gel pen more. So, and I get more highlights out of that. And so I didn't cut them out. Since my tree had foam tape, I went ahead and only put foam tape on the right hand side of my reindeer so he could just lay on the tree. And I used, of course, the same size foam tape. Then I remembered I had this garland made. I went ahead and used my 1/8 inch punch and put little berries on it. It's a diamond press one, and it's from that festive holiday from a few years ago. And I, it has little holes that actually punch out, but I covered all them up with the little red berry on my garland. And I just used a darker shade of the same color, and it's going on my tree. Kind of like Christmas lights, but it's more like a garland with Christmas lights on it. Or berries. That can be either one. And when I was looking at this, I thought, I need some snow. So I'm going to get 8.5 by 11. I wanted to make sure I had a long enough piece. I first thought I might go all the way across and put two pieces together and cover it up, but then I changed my mind and decided I'd go underneath the washi, which it'll show up, and I knew it would. But I'm going to put a little snowman there and stop it at the newspaper washi. Normally I would use my light blue ink to edge the snowbank here, but I decided to go with the color scheme that I have going on and go ahead and use the peacock feathers. So I am just tucking all this in, and yeah, I thought it needed a little bit of snow. The snowman was in with the snowflakes, and it was just a die I got by itself one time. Well, it came, I think it was it might have been a freebie from Gina Marie's shop. It might have been. And it's just the one piece of dye, and then it has holes for the nose and the eyes, and so you just use well, I used a felt pen marker and did the nose and eyes with the dye laying on top of it. And then I put black cardstock behind the hat. I do have one cut out with 49 and market. However, I couldn't find it in my bowl. I don't know if I dropped it somewhere or it's stuck behind a piece of paper or what. But this was already made up for some Christmas cards. So I just went ahead and used it. I'm putting some rub-ons beside it and underneath on it, not underneath. He is kind of tucked over the top of that one branch though. And I thought while I was using rub-ons, I might as well put another one on. So I am putting Simply Magical, and this is Malachi on his first visit with Santa. He was just a few months old, and there is a picture of him with Hope and Jason, but they did one each of the kids by themselves too. So I like to look at the kid's face when they're on Santa's lap, even when they're a little older than him. And he's got kind of like a smirk on his face, like he's almost doing a smile, like, hey, what's going on? And he's looking over to the side. So my title is, Who is this guy? And I did cut them out twice. I did red and white so I'd have a shadow for the white. Since I knew most of it was going to go over the dark green, I wanted to help the red show up better, so I did the two colors instead. The poinsettia came in that festive holiday of Diamond Press that is discontinued. I think it's year before last is which one this one is. And I cut out some branches, and they do cut out the vein part, and I backed those so that the vein part would show up instead of just being empty. And then I was looking at it and I thought, well, I want to put something up there at the top of the photo, but I didn't want to put much. So I'm just going to use the December and then go ahead and layer my poinsettia flower and branch on there. And I'm doing 2 layers of the poinsettia leaves to make it look a little bit fuller. It comes with a larger one, and you're supposed to, I think, put 2 of the larger one and 1 of the smaller. But I just did 2 of the smaller so it wouldn't be too big on my layout. And it just hit me. I forgot to mention the name of the die set with the little reindeer, and it comes in a set of 4. And well, if you count the extra deer, it's a deer, it's a bear. I think there's a bear. It'll have 5 little critters, and it's by Q, the letter Q Tools, and it's on. Well, I got it off of Amazon. I looked for it anywhere else, and I did see it on eBay, but that's the only 2 places I seen this. And I looked at it for months, and then when I got a gift card for my birthday, yeah, I had to get these. They're so cute. Um, I am using white linen dilutions to put a little bit of snow on my layout. And I think that's it. I think I'll be done once I do that. So I want to mention that down there below, you'll see the links for everybody that are doing the 14 Days of Christmas, which, as I said, is hosted by MK and Janet. MK's channel is Some Assemblies Required, and Janet's channel is Galaxy Girl Creations. So make sure you check everybody out and see what they did for 14 Days of Christmas. And some are doing it every day, which is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so 3 times a week. And others are just doing it when they can. But yeah, lots of inspiration for Christmas layouts or other stuff. It could be um, an advent calendar or cards or different things. So be sure to check them out for any Christmas ideas. But there's that cute little guy, and yeah, he is adorable. And I really love those dies. And there's a close up of him. And see how the eyelashes are? I just went over the embossed places. So it would have worked better if I'd done it before I put the eyes on. But if you leave a comment below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you are, thank you so much. And thank you all for watching my video today. I appreciate it because I know you could be watching some others. But have a happy, scrappy week. Have fun checking all the layouts out. Try to scrap lift some or just take a few ideas. Have fun scrapping. Bye.